And we are back again, answering questions from community.fsecure.com regarding online banking security.
So Monty wants to know, is it safe to use my smartphone for online banking?
Oh, well, that's a good question, because people do that more and more.
Yeah.
Most banks, if not already, are about to ship applications to do online banking and bill payments straight from your smartphone.
Yeah. Safe, secure, depending on what you want to talk about. Citibank a couple of years ago took out it was an ad in either the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times saying, like, our bad, but our app happens to be saving logs that have a lot of transaction data in the clear that gets saved into the iTunes database that anybody could just kind of grab and read. So everybody update your app now. Now that's not so secure, but they found the problem, not somebody else, so it got fixed. Now that's a special app.
That's more like a privacy problem than actually stealing money problem.
No, those transactions had full length account numbers, and yeah, so that's but it was probably safe because nobody knew about the problem, right?
It was on the front page.
Right, so it was on the front page, but then everybody updates. So you've got security through obscurity for these apps because they're not being targeted, because they're not enough of it kind of in use that the bad guys know about the issues. The smartphones themselves don't have the same sort of browser attacks going after them. So yeah, actually smartphone and tablet banking is probably very safe compared to Windows PC banking, for sure.
Right now it's clearly safer to do your online banking from an iPad than from a Windows XP box. In fact, it's safer to do from your Mac or from your Linux workstation, because practically all the banking Trojans we see are targeting workstation Windows computers. But it's going to change. And we have seen the first Android and first iPhone banking Trojans. Yeah. Although the iPhone example is only for jailbroken iPhone, and it's kind of one-off. But we have seen several cases of Android malware targeting banking sessions.
So experimentation.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I would generally say, yes, if you've got an iPad or an Android tablet, and it's enough screen real estate for you to feel comfortable doing your banking, you're better there. Yeah. In the future, it'll really break down into, are they offering web application, web banking, or have they written a special app for that device?
And one problem with the web banking from your mobile phone is that now there's many banks today which do sort of two-factor authentication via text messages, which means you're supposed to be at your computer, you do an unusually large transaction, and they confirm by sending a text message to your phone. And then once you get the text message, you type back to your computer and you've confirmed it. This works great and it's actually recommended. However, if there's no computer and you're just doing everything through the web on your phone and they send you a text message on the same phone, there's no two-factor element. If somebody gains access to your phone and gain access to your bank account, that's all they need to do the transaction. So you might actually lose some security when you do this from your phone.
Yeah, and that's actually where the one caveat to the smartphone banking is if it's part of two-factor authentication and your PC is compromised, and then the banking element on the phone is also compromised, so that the bad guys will inject a request for your phone number when you're doing the PC part of the banking, and then the phone number will be used to send an SMS with a link to the phone for a security update. At that point, you don't want to use your smartphone for banking anymore because something's gone wrong.
And that's the kind of mobile banking Trojans we've seen. They don't actually target the mobile banking as itself. They target the two-factor authentication collection of the credentials from the phone. So you have a Trojan on your computer and a Trojan on your phone, and the Trojan part of the phone is only there to collect the two-factor authentication credentials. So if you really want to be safe, maybe you should be running an antivirus both on your computer and on your phone.
How about, also one other thing to think about, I guess, is depending on what type of banking you're doing, is how secure is the phone's memory, and if you lose that phone, what can be recovered from temp files that are not... more and more modern smartphones are getting so that they overwrite data, so that there's not anything actually left on the chips.
Right.
But it is easier to wipe hard drive space with a Windows machine if you know what you're doing. So depending on who you are and what type of banking you're doing, do keep into account that like tablets and smartphones use chips that might not be as secure to overwrite.
Right. Depends. For
So,
example,
yeah.
iPhone has these memory chips which are always encrypted.
Yeah.
So there's no plain text data on them at all. Then again, most of the competing phones don't. So, in a nutshell, right now doing online banking from your phone most likely is more secure than doing it from your Windows computer.